Hey everyone, I hope you guys are enjoying Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak and whichever console you're choosing to play it on. And today we're going to be checking out the fact that the developers for Sunbreak have decided to start teasing some of the new quests that we are going to get as part of the bonus update in the form of essentially the developer challenges. Now, if you have been watching my videos, you know that just about a week ago or so, I put up a video where I started basically covering most of the brand new Hazard event quests that we are going to get as part of the next wave of the next update of content, but also at the same time I covered some of the main quests that we're also going to get as part of event quest, pretty much starting, let's say, third week of June or somewhere around that timeline. So essentially now the developers are starting to choose to do the same as well, and they're taking to social media to promote the next developer challenge. Now you should be watching the video right now where they essentially put up the latest developer challenge. This is something of part of a series that they have been doing for quite a while now, where they essentially go to social media, put up a little bit of a poll, everyone gets to vote on it, and then essentially the developers try to like follow whatever rules or like whatever weapon or stuff like that that players have decided to request for the players. The latest developer challenge is simply just the developers playing, I believe, as a hunting horn with versus the latest Hazard Flaming Espinas. This is the latest event quest that I believe we got as part of last week. This is a relatively small Flaming Espinas, pretty decent event quest, but it was supposed to be a hazard. It was supposed to be a little more of a challenge. Didn't really turn out to be the case, but that's not really what we're going to be talking about here. Essentially though, as part of the new developer challenge, they're already teasing a brand new quest that is going to be dropping pretty much next month. And essentially they say this is the same stuff that they posted in the Japanese post and in the English one, so there's no real difference. And it simply states that the next final Sunbreak developer challenge approaches. So they're confirming that the next developer challenge will be the final one. The development team will take on a quest that faces two of the most challenging Sunbreak monsters without any armor. Now we're going to be talking about what the actual quest is in just a second, but according to the poll that they did put up, and now the voting has closed, has finished, so essentially all the results are in. It says, how many attempts do you think it'll take the team to clear the quest, if at all? The options were clear it in one go, 2 to 15 tries, which is a little bit of too much, I think, trying something over and over and over. This is why I'm not a big fan of like Dark Souls games where you fulfill continually, somehow people enjoy that. 16 to 30 times, or never, 31 plus. Now, according to the tallies here in the North American poll, it says that clears on one go, 23%, 2 to 15 were 42%, 16 to 30 were 16.7%, and never, basically continue to do it until you finish it, 31 plus tries were 17%. Whereas in the Japanese one, I believe the first, only one try, you get 26%. 2 to 15 attempts were 33%. 16 to 30 tries were 16%, and just continually keep doing it until you actually get it over 30 tries were 24%. Now usually they also follow that up posting a follow-up tweet where they simply mention that if you are like voting on whether it is the North American or the Japanese polls or even the Asian account, they're all gonna tally up the votes all together and basically just put up one developer video. And essentially the 2 to 15 tries is pretty much the cap where how many tries they're going to have to be able to get this done, because both in the North American one and in the Japanese poll, that is pretty much what they ended up getting. Now, of course, they're saying that they're going to do this hunt without any armor, which is interesting in its own right, but not really what I really wanted to focus on. And that is that they're teasing essentially here the brand new dual thread called the Banquet of Beauty. If you watch that Hazard event quest leaks video that I put up about a week and a half ago or so by now, you know that they are going to be dropping a brand new Primordial Malzeno plus Volcana event quest. This one is also going to come with a brand new layered armor. Now we don't necessarily know what the armor set is going to be, but of course it's going to be one of the 3 brand new layered armor sets that we are going to get as part of the bonus update. So thanks to the data mines, we do specifically know what quest they are talking about. And this one specifically is going to be very interesting, because if you watch my previous video where I spoke about Primordial Malzeno and all of the information there within that we already know about it, you know that there is some situation, I believe it's a turf war specifically designed for that specific introductory battle of Primordial Malzeno, where Volcana will be making an appearance in the same way that like Apex and Ogre did for Amatsu. So these two monsters now fighting together in a dual threat is going to be a little bit of a nice twist to that very own introduction for Primordial Malzeno fight that everyone is going to be able to enjoy in just about a month's time. So it's going to be interesting not just to be able to see that duality of like first they go up against each other, but then they are fighting together, and then on top of that the developers are choosing to go straight up for Primordial Malzeno and pretty much get their butts kicked with no armor. I can't imagine being able to do that type of quest in just basically a one-hit KO situation where, you know, you get carded pretty much the second you get hit. So you don't necessarily want to be, you know, getting caught up in a situation like that. Now, at the same time, there is a lot to be said regarding just why players will choose to want to do a quest over and over and over and posting those type of challenges up onto themselves. But that's neither here nor there. That's not something that I'm about to sit here and judge in any way, shape, or form. It's just something that I wouldn't necessarily partake in. But certainly going over to see what they are going to end up doing with this brand new Primordial Malzeno is something that I made an entire discussion video on. I'm going to be leaving a link in the description below, because ultimately, yes, the Datamine gives a lot of information on what Primordial Malzeno's basic moves are, but there is a really interesting twist mechanic that we haven't necessarily been able to peg down. And essentially when they do the presentation, which we expect it to be probably by the time this video goes live, still end of May, probably within 2 weeks time, I would wager somewhere around the week of June 12th through the 15th, somewhere around there, we should expect that presentation to take place, usually around the time that E3 would be happening. You know, E3 time window, we know E3 is not happening, but Capcom is still going to have some sort of showcase presentation. They already made a pretty stern showing in the PlayStation Showcase, which we expected them to at the very least talk about something Monster Hunter related, but they chose not to. So maybe in their own showcase they will be talking about not just some of the DLC that will be dropping specifically for Nintendo Switch and PC Steam players, but we also expect 4th, 5th, and 6th free title updates to go ahead and drop PlayStation, Xbox, and PC Windows relatively soon after, probably by the end of June, maybe early July. So I know a lot of people always hit me up in the comments are asking me, when is that going to happen? I've made separate videos on this already, so I don't want to like make another third video to discuss that topic. But at the end of the day, yeah, we expect it to drop 4, 5, and 6 free title updates all together at the same time for those players who still haven't been able to get their hands on it. But that's about all the information I have for you guys today. Once again, developers are teasing some of the content that we should be able to see in about a month's time. If you're brand new to my channel, though, be sure to leave a like and subscribe, hit the bell to receive notifications when the videos go up, and as always, thank you so much for watching. See ya.